For those of you that don't know what WUWA stands for, it stands for Wake Up, We're Affected. Because quiet as it's kept, we ain't gonna keep it a secret no more. We are affected by everything that happens out here in our community with HIV and AIDS. It does pertain to you about your community and your life and your family as a whole.
We have a client base of 42 actual clients who are infected, but with those and their family, we're 250. God sends somebody to you
They send
with
us
an
a whole
issue.
family.
He'll send the whole family, and he'll send the whole
And we may take a year on
it
a
could
family.
take tons, and by the time a lot of love has been shared, a lot of testimony.
In 1983, Don was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS. He had 3 months to 6 months to live. And he lived with AIDS for 20 years. He passed March 22nd. When Don got diagnosed, we weren't even in church. We were in the street. We were smoking crack, we were drinking, we were smoking weed, we were doing all kinds of things, We found the Lord together, and then we got baptized together. And we realized that we had 23 nieces and nephews that lost one or both parents to AIDS. And we had 16 family members that was living with AIDS, and Don was the eldest. And so Don decided that the buck stops here. What we wanted to do is to save the rest of our family. And so we set out to learn about HIV AIDS and to teach the family about it. We ended up putting on programs. We figured that it was better if we put on a show and then had information about HIV AIDS because people learn better that way. Our first show was Letting Go and Moving On, and these are the kids that lost their parents. And it was really emotional because, we had kids that were singing and they would break down in the middle of the song because they were thinking about their parents and stuff like that. But we wanted to show the devastation that could happen in a family because we always think about Africa or India or Asia where they have a high percentage of people living with AIDS, but nobody thinks about their backyard. And this pastor discovered us and what we were doing. And so he decided that we should start an organization. The name of our organization is Wake Up, We're Affected, and the nickname is WUWA. We do life coaching for families who are infected and affected with HIV/AIDS, and we put on community health programs. When WUWA got started, we got kicked out of a couple of churches because Don had AIDS. And so that's what made us really get into the fight because instead of us leaving the church, we ran to the church. We stuck in there. We wanted our faces to be in there so they will understand that we're not going anywhere. We have 8,819 people who are living with AIDS in the state of Minnesota. This is in your backyard. I believe Jesus will be working with people with HIV/AIDS because he worked with the least of these. My pastor tells me that I have a church without walls, because I see a bigger picture. We're supposed to go get them, bring them in, grow them up, and send them out. You can't wait for people to fall into the church. You have to go get them, and so I walk like Jesus. With Here's Life, I got involved 4 years ago. My pastor wanted me to go to one of the dinners that they were having because she wasn't able to make it. So Don and I showed up, and when we sat there, when we looked at all what Here's Life did, we were so impressed because they had the same heart that we had. With WUWA, most of the money came out of our pockets. Like when it was time for kids to go to school, we would buy all the school supplies. We had little bags to set up with papers and pens and all that kind of stuff, and that's what we used to pass out. Here's Life has power packs. We would use our food stamps and make boxes, where Here Life has boxes of love. And so that's what we were doing, but the money was coming out of our pockets. So when we were sitting there, I was like hitting down. I was like, look at that, look at that, I said, this is the bomb. And so he says, well, we need to find out more about that. So we came to a training, and we were so impressed because when God gives you a ministry, he equips you in everything you need. And what I like about Here's Life, they train you for what you need to do. It's one thing going out and doing the work for Christ, but if you're not properly trained, you won't know how to receive the people, and the people will know how to receive you. So we really, really liked that. And so then when we got involved, putting the boxes together with the music playing in the background and the heart of everybody there, we just fell in love with it because it's like a chain. People donate to Here's Life. Here's Life donates to the people who's going to give it to somebody else. So it's like 4 loves coming down the line. It's so powerful. So when the person gets it, the box of love, it's truly love because it came from so many people as a giving gift. you know, and so we were really impressed with that. It helped WUA a whole lot because we're not funded. So I could still do what I need to do. And Here's Life provides me with that. Here's Life, they really made me understand that I am an evangelist. When I pass out the boxes of love, or when I pass out the power packs, you know, you talk to them about Christ, that's evangelism, you know. And so I think Christ wants me to talk about the things that I have went through, how God has brought me to now, and where I'm going to. The partnership between Here's Life and Wake Up We're Affected, WUA, has been fantastic. With their training and with their love, I know that I can really walk into the purpose that I am supposed to walk in.